Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a Reaper Death's Judgment build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. This is a modded class that was just added and updated, made by Wave Rebel. Now there's two cool subclasses here, and I'll be covering the Judgment version of that. So going over this, we got ourselves a cleave action here, which is really effective because cleave typically does half weapon damage, and this one actually does full weapon damage, and we can attack up to 3 enemies at a time. We also get some cantrips here for the Frozen Blade, which does 1 cold damage, and every single turn it increases the amount of damage this will deal. We also get the Scythe Breach here, which allows you to summon in your own scythe, and that's really cool. You can see it on my back there. It looks a little large right now, but yeah, really fun class. That also gives us the Reaper Glaive here, so whenever we get attacked, whenever you kill an enemy, you can use a reaction to throw your scythe that deals 1d8 of cold damage, and this scales up. We also get the Threatening Presence here, so you can add your Strength modifier to Intimidation and Deception checks. At level 1, you get Proficiency in Intimidation. At level 3, becomes Expertise. And we got Light, Medium Armor, and All Weapon Proficiencies. We also get to choose a Deity here, so if you got the Merkle, Baal, or Bane, I think that those would work best here. And for our ability scores, now this is going to be Strength-based, and we also have to have a bit of a Wisdom score here too, because Wisdom is also good for saving throws, but it's the main spellcasting modifier of this class. I think it's best to actually go with... I think a little bit higher in the dexterity actually works out better for us. If you got a strength potion, you can pop those because that's going to put our strength up, or if you have the strength gauntlets that you can get in Act 3, those are going to be your best choices. Now in early game, Auntie Ethel will sell a bunch of strength potions, but you can also use like the cheater ring to be able to spawn a bunch of them if you want to go with that. I think it works best to be able to spread our stats around a little bit more freely so that we can go with like 16 dexterity there, and then go with the rest of the points of wisdom and constitution. So that'll be our stat spread, and skill proficiencies. You can take your preference. There's no real best choices there. Now what this is going to look like, I'll go through the full leveling guide and then cover gear at the end of this video. So at level 2, we get ourselves the Y Wait to Dine. So once per short rest, you can attempt to tether 3 creatures. Now what this does is they take cold damage equal to your character level. In addition to that, you heal for that same amount. It's really great. We also get the Sharpened Scythe here, so this gives you the ability to give a +1 to attack and damage rolls with your scythe. And we get Replicate, so reaching into death itself. Replicate 1 reaping to making it 2 and applied replicated to yourself. So I'll show off what this does in the combat section of this video. Now at level 3, we get to choose our subclass. There's Death Aegis or Death Judgment. With this, we get our Judgment state, so when you're in this state, your melee attacks deal initial 2 damage, and whenever you crit, you make an extra free weapon attack. And we also get the Cold Strike, so make a melee weapon with your equipped weapon, dealing an additional 1 to 6 cold damage, and you still deal half that damage if you miss. Pretty nice, a little bit extra cold damage. That's why I went with the blue theming here. Now at level 4, we get ourselves a choice in feat. I think it's best to go up with dexterity because we want to have a high armor class for survivability. And that's where dexterity comes in, because we have medium armor proficiency, allowing us to use the armor of agility and have a pretty good armor class. Now at level 5, we get ourselves the extra attack. Great. We also get the Acid Strike, which is a action make an attack with your equipped weapon, dealing an extra 1 to 6 acid damage and applying acid, which reduces our armor class by 2. We also get Withering Step here, Conjuration Cantrip, basically Misty Step, but only 5 meters. So you can use that to zip around while you're fighting. And at level 6, we get the Sharpened Scythe +2 to attack and damage rolls, and Replicate 2, which makes Replicate 2 equals 3. And then we get some class passives. Now we got resistances to cold, poison, necrotic damage. I think the Unholy Vigor here or Unholy Vitality is the best. So whenever you reach 0 health points, you regain 1 instead of becoming down. So basically a free death ward per long rest. And we also get Spectral Stride, so increase four creatures movement speed by 2 meters. I think this works best. Cold damage is okay, because if you get the wet status applied to you, then you get damage for double, and it ignores resistances. Poison's okay, and necrotic would be your choice of those if you don't want to go with the death ward. And then for our other class passive, I think being able to see in darkness is extremely useful. So this is basically Devil's Sight from the Warlock, being able to see in darkness, both magical and non-magical. And then we also got like Create Undead or Immunity to Frightened, immunity advantage on saving throws against being charmed, or proficiency in Insight and Perception. Eyes of the Eternal being the best choice there for that free dark vision. Now at level 7, we get ourselves the Reaping Burst. So when you're in your form, you can cast this to deal 5 to 40 cold damage and half to on a save to 3 targets. So a little bit of an extra cold damage spell there. We get ourselves our next feat, which I think taking dexterity up to give us a +5 to our armor class is going to be the best choice there. And at level 9, we get the Blinding Strike, which can paralyze a target, and we get Necrotic Blade. So replace your blade with a corrupted one, do an additional 1 necrotic damage, and this stacks the more the weapon does. Not sure what that means, we'll see in a moment. So we got the sapping strike here. These are different class passive, giving disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. This one can make it so the target doesn't take reactions. This one halves their movement speed. This is my favorite one here. So your Reaper Glaive is now burst, so it does additional 2d8 of damage at the start of its turn. I think the disadvantage on attack rolls in that is the best choice. Corporeal Decay gives a -1 to strength and dexterity constitution saving throws. This gives a 1 negative to intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. So I think Deathly Surge is the best choice there for that burst damage, and then disadvantage on attack rolls. At level 10, we also get ourselves Replicate 3, which turns Replicate 2 into 4, and then we also get the Sharpened Scythe +3. And we get some further class passives. Depending on what you find, you get hit with more Necrotic or Poison. Necrotic's probably the better choice here, so we'll go with that. And then the next class passive, the ability to summon in 2 ghouls is pretty good, so we'll go with that. Just an extra offensiveness. At level 11, we get our best feature yet with the Cursed Judgment, so we deal an additional 3 damage when we attack. Then we get the Cold Cleave, so swing your weapon a large arc to hit up to 3 targets at once, dealing an extra 3 damage, and deal half that as bonus damage if you miss. So I'll show off what this looks like in combat, as well as go over a full gear guide, and then we'll just go with the alert for feat for a +5 to initiative. Now, if you have the Slayer Dark Urge gear, that's probably the best choice, but it is a little bit overpowered. So in my builds, I typically just show off the base game gear, as I think that that's going to be the most optimal for most people. So Armor of Agility gives us the highest armor class. It puts us up to 25, so that's pretty good, because the +5 dexterity can be pretty effective here, so we'll go with that. And with this, we'll also have the Cloak Protection, Evasive Shoes, Ring of Protection, Killer Sweetheart for the free critical hit, Amulet of Greater Health for 23 Constitution, Heldas Gloves for additional 1 to 6 fire damage, and then we also got the Mask of Soul Perception for +2 to attack rolls and initiative. I also like the Hellrider Longbow for the +3 to initiative. And for our weapon, we can actually just use this to bring in our own scythe, which I think just works best for this build. So I'll ungroup my team here, and then I'll leave, and we'll show off what this will look like in combat. So the best thing is we want to get into our Cursed Judgment form. So unfortunately, we can't actually use a lot of these things till we get into combat. We do have the ability to like summon some undead, but other than that, we just have to wait till we're in combat for these to work. So we'll just go over, get into our Cursed Judgment form. 10 turns, bonus action transformation. We have 4 transformation charges, so that is cool, and it's a bonus action, making it freeing us up in action. So we'll just go into Cursed Judgment here. So rah! Love that. And then yeah, we'll get into combat form. So we got ourselves a Reaper Glaive there, and our attacks, I guess we'll just get in there and wait for them to dash. So they typically just run towards us here, and we'll just let them attack us. That's fine. Miss. And since we have a good armor class, we're pretty tanky, so that's nice. We also get the ability to see in magical dark vision, or magical darkness, so if you get into a fight with that, you don't have to worry too much. So I'm not sure why it's not allowed me to use the any of the attacks here. It was working earlier, but you want to set up your Y wait to dine, and we can hit all 3 of them. Oh, that's outside of our line of sight. So you can hit them with this, and this will deal damage to them and heal you over time. So you applied that. They failing save throws. You can see the tether there. They're now tethered to my character. We'll just end the turn there. She's going to cast darkness, but that's fine because I can ignore the darkness. So yeah, oh, she went with beckoning darkness that time. Okay, you probably can tell that I have darkness. So you can see the cold damage being applied to the target, and I got 12 healing there, so pretty nice. And then we can just be able to survive with that, so pretty effective. He took the cold damage as well. They can't hit me because of the armor class. I got hit with my beckoning darkness. And yeah, I guess we'll go ahead here and set the attack with normal weapon attacks here, because for some reason that's not letting me use that. I guess I have the normal cleave there I could have went with. Let's move around here and cleave. Hopefully we can take out, well, we took out one of them. We got ourselves the Withering Death Step now, and then we now got ourselves a Frozen Blade. I'm not sure what's going on with this. I guess, oh yeah, I guess I have to be able to take out enemies to be able to use these effects. So we can also apply the Frozen Blade there if we wanted to. Withering Death Step, Withering Open Step, or even apply the cold damage there. So gonna apply the rep, we'll go with that there. Replicate 3 and turn. So yeah, that's my bad. I forgot about that. You do have to be able to take out enemies to be able to cast your spells. So I wish you could just use the cleave naturally. Oh, she's running away. That's fine. And now we got the ability to go with our attack. So here we go. We got our cleaves here. That was my bad. It doesn't have it listed as a resource there, but then we can go with like our, I guess we'll just blast him with our cold attack. So boom, that took him out. And then we can apply our necrotic blade to our weapon there. It goes extra damage, and it looks like Spirit Guardians in appearance. Let's go there, and then we can teleport Withering Death Step and teleport. Not enough space, not enough movement. We'll teleport there, that's fine. So hit her with the Spirit Guardians. They're not strong, but I don't have movement for that. And I'll replicate the replicated. There we go. Hit her with Spirit Guardians again. She's gonna hit me with Beckoning Darkness. That's fine. I wish I could tether her again because that gives us extra health, so that's really nice. And we got Bone Shield. That's fine. She's running away because she knows her time is limited. Then we got our Cold Strike here, so we can do additional cold damage with this attack. We'll blast her with that. Critical hit. Nice. And then we have Acid Strike too, which we could do and apply acid to her, which will reduce armor class. There we go. So yeah, that was my bad. We want to go into our form here, and then with that, every time you take out an enemy, you get the further abilities of being able to do your other attacks. So you can do like your cleaves here and things like that using the it doesn't show it there, but you do get different resources. Oh, here it is, reaping. So this grants us power, allowing us to do a bunch of these different things. Then we can also summon in some skeletons too, so that's really fun. Giving us some further help. Oh, there we go. We can attack and get some more combat going. Show off what that'll look like. So I guess we'll go here. Our skeleton's in the way. I don't want to take it out. If I use the cleave, it would take both of them out, so we won't do that. Blinding Strike and paralyze the targets. We'll go with that. That took her out. Geez, that hit hard. And then we can go with another paralyzing strike. And we got 6 reapings there, so that's pretty good. And then we can also apply Frozen Blade if we wanted to. That uses one of the reapings, so that's fine. They're gonna use Volley because that'll hit the skeleton too. And that destroyed our skeleton. Oh no. Critical miss. But yeah, this is fun because you get more strength the more you keep going. And you take more targets out, you get to use more of the fun attacks. So yeah. Oh, we got our Unstable Blood there. That's fine. And then we'll go with, I guess we're out of our Cursed Judgment. So that does bonus action, so we'll go with that. We can sharpen our scythe. Oh, oddly cool. That's fine. Can't hit both of them, so we'll just go with our paralyzing strike there. That's just continuing to take people out. There we go. And it gave them blindness. That's good. Perfect. All right. And then we got our extra relentless strike, extra attack, so that should take them out. And that lit the ground on fire, so nice. And yeah, we don't got any extra attacks. We can, we can't use that Reaper Glaive reaction. I don't have a doesn't let me use that for some reason. But he's probably just gonna outrun, and we'll hit him and show off what the Reaper can do. Go fear the Reaper. Flaming Fist Archer, that's fine. And we'll just go ahead here with another. I could just go Blinding Strike, I guess. That took him out. Perfect. Then we got a Relentless Strike. So pretty strong class. What's fun about it is you get stronger the more you power up. So yeah, have a lot of fun with this class. Let me know your favorite thing about it. Shouts out to Wave Rebel for making this. And if you enjoyed this build, please hit the subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.